Legislative session is finally over. It's finally the last day, and just as a recap, we have been successful in accomplishing almost all the goals we set as conservatives for this session. Leading off, of course, we had the tenure reform bill which passed, which fundamentally changes the way we deal with teachers, and it protects good teachers while it enables school boards for the first time to be able to terminate teachers who aren't doing the job quickly. In the toughest budget year in decades, we managed to pass a general fund and an education budget that protect the basic functions of state government without raising taxes. Through the efforts of our budget chairman, we were able to put retirement for school teachers and state employees on a sounder financial footing, not only their retirement system but also their health care system. Not only that, the legislature passed reauthorization of Forever Wild. That'll go to the vote of the people next year. So the people will have a chance for the first time in 20 years to vote on whether or not they want to keep that program. And for one, I supported Forever Wild, but I think the right place for that is in the court of public opinion with the voting public. Also, bills that have been on the agenda of the legislature for decades have finally gotten a fair hearing, and not surprisingly, they passed. Photo ID. Finally, Alabama, like the rest of the states in the union, will require a valid photo ID to cast a vote. You have to show a photo ID when you cash a check, and now you're going to have to show one to vote. We finally have a quick, efficient way to put a stop to voter fraud in the state of Alabama. We passed the card check bill, which protects workers' right to a secret ballot on union votes. One of the most disturbing trends nationally has been the attempt by many people to take the right of secret ballots away from workers. We have protected their right to a secret ballot through the card check bill. The Senate finally dealt with a whole series of pro-life legislation. On this last day, we passed a bill that essentially says that since scientists say that after 20 weeks, unborn babies can feel pain, from now on in Alabama, no abortions can be performed after 20 weeks. And along with that, we passed a whole group of other pro-life bills that will make Alabama among the most pro-life states in the country. We have also done, I think, a good job of tweaking the ethics legislation we passed during the special sessions. One of the things that we weren't able to do in the special session was to find a way to write legislation that had proper disclosure for legislators' families and their relationships with state government. We passed that bill today. And also, in an effort to save the taxpayers about $500,000, we did redistricting during the regular session. In the past, every 10 years, Alabama has held a special session that costs about $500,000 to do legislative and school board redistricting and congressional redistricting. So what we have managed to do this session is do the congressional and the school board federally required redistricting during the regular session, so the taxpayers don't have to come up with $500,000 to fund a special. And the way we did that was by handling the state budgets in a timely manner and not, as has always been done in the past, waiting until the very last day of the session to move those budgets. So I think the taxpayers have been well served. Anytime at the end of a legislative session, especially when state revenues are down, you can say that you've got two balanced budgets, you raised no taxes, and you passed stronger ethics legislation. I think that's a success.